yes.
Take the one.
Take the other one if you want.
So can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Anyway, so the thing is, I was going to the gym. I was on my way, and I was like, okay, let's check out what's happening in Kufu craft. That's how I came here. Okay, no prepared like a piece of writing or anything in my hand. Just a bit brief. I'm a boring corporate enthusiast. Because we have to be positive, right? So, for one is I work with a consulting firm, and I have the most boring of education before that. Geeky as possible, but I'm not a geek. Like I went for undergrad to IIT. After that, I went to Ahmedabad, but that is not the story. Okay, and I'm not boasting. Okay. No, I don't like boasting. So okay, the time has been anyway. So this is about long before the dating apps existed. There was still people who used to go out. Okay, so it was even before what the Orkut generation, I guess. It was like 6-7 years back, and WhatsApp wasn't there. So I okay. I was at a bar in Delhi, and it was after my third year. Oh God, I was a nerd, not a nerd, but I wasn't the smooth. No. I wasn't one of the smoothest of talkers whom you see on TV, on the film screens, like whatever the cool guys are. Okay, so but it was Delhi, and I knew something that people here are a bit self-centered, self-obsessed. I saw girls. Okay. Okay. People from Delhi. Dude, you're from Delhi, right? Obviously. Anyone else?
I'm from Delhi.
Awesome. That's what I'm thinking. So, aren't you in love with yourself? Yeah,
You should try it.
No, I'm from Delhi, ma'am. I'm from Delhi. Don't worry. So, anyway, so there was a girl who was outside in a queue for the washroom. The music was not too loud, obviously. And I thought that she was pretty, like, but I didn't know what to say. I mean, you can't go up to her and say, you're pretty, because that's like, okay. Anyway, I went up to her and I said, she was like, I'll give you a brief description. She was like Natalie Portman, not Natalie Portman, but like, she was like 5'4" or something. I went up to her with I'm coming biased at that, because I went up to her with the line, are you a model? Okay. This is like what now, if a girl says, even if she was a model, if she would have just said yes, back off, not interested, or no, back off, not interested. So why do you think so? So I'm like, okay, cool. This is going well, okay. Anyway, this is going well. So I don't have a lot of friends left, so I'll try to wrap it up. We exchanged numbers and stuff. She was she was in a relationship, I guess, or she was on a break. I don't know whether she was on a break or not. But I was on an internship. I was in Rajasthan. I was staying on the roof of Caljet. I was texting her. We were texting about the pros and cons of friends with benefits. Okay. And I tripped off the roof. Okay. So there were 2 bricks lying on the ground. My head hit against the bricks. I was immediately rushed to IMS. If I would have been about 15 minutes late, I would have survived. I underwent 2 brain surgeries. My skull was removed for 3 months. To let the swelling in the brain to subside. Okay. And I was on a ventilator. That's why the voice is like so sorry. So if you see this, I was on a ventilator. And so after the accident, so that's the problem I was having while I was stepping up, because I underwent cerebral palsy. So my right side got partially paralyzed. So I couldn't even stand up or change sides on the bed. So, and after that, 3 months passed by, and ironically, I started my writing after that. Like, although, so because my right hand got paralyzed and I was a righty, so my adroitness of the hand got hampered. So ironically, I lost the ability to write manually, but I started writing. I moved to the fashion marketing subtitle as well, and I've been running my blog, which is the name of 5 meter muscle in. Okay, self publicity. Anyway, coming back to the story, when I fell down, my head broke, I broke, but I phone didn't break. Okay, and it was the texting era. Okay, and my sister, like, she saw all the text, although she didn't say anything. I got out from the bed in September. I actually met her again in October, like the model, right? I met her in October. Okay, and then we lived happily ever after. Well, sweet, right? Not really. Okay, so she she moved to the US in December. Okay, and on 14th of Feb, she married the same guy whom she was in a relationship with.
Oh no.
So the whole point here being, can I 10 seconds more?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the point here being that everything happens for a reason. I was almost on deathbed at the age of 21. At the age of 24, I made it to the best preschool of the country. If that's not a miracle, nothing else. You don't need to suicide because everything is written. Your fate is decided. That's the moral of the story. Yes.